And finally today, it's fashion and food for a good cause. Our friends at Bryan's house recently held their Spring Luncheon Awards and Fashion Show fundraising event, and our cameras were there to capture it all. Take a look.
This is our Spring Luncheon Awards. We're honoring 5 community leaders and 1 corporation, Bank of America. Bryan's house has been around since 1988, and it's about time we awarded these folks. So we're doing that, but we're also doing a fashion show featuring some of the children that we serve at Bryan's house. Mindy Shire is here from Runway of Dreams, and she created a clothing line that's adapted for children to put on themselves. So you see a button, but underneath it, it's a magnet. So we're bringing all the community together today to talk about the special needs and the gap in services. So that's really why we're here today.
Well, I'm very excited to be here as a keynote speaker and also helping Bryan's house put on a fashion show for their gorgeous models who will be wearing the Runway of Dreams collection that we created with Tommy Hilfiger. Runway of Dreams works to bridge the gap between the fashion industry and the differently abled community to create and develop opportunities and clothing that was made for people and children in particular with disabilities.
It is my great honor to award Mary Mallory with the 2017 Wisdom Spoke Award for Professional Excellence.
I started with Bryan's house back in 1988 as their first healthcare provider, providing care for children with HIV, and left the next year in 1989 to be working in the clinic at Children's Medical Center with children with HIV and referring kids to Bryan's house for care.
We've recently changed our model where we don't rely so heavily on government support to fund our HIV and AIDS program and also our children with special needs. So we flipped the model. Instead of 78% government funding, we now have 38% government funding, so the rest must come from our community. So we're trying to work very closely with community leaders and individuals and foundations to try and raise awareness and raise support for what we're doing.
Well, I think they just serve a vital role for kids that aren't really welcome in other organizations, kids with infectious diseases or kids with developmental disabilities that need a little bit extra care, and I think they jump in and do that and take care of the family also.
We're happy to report that Bryan's house raised over $140,000 at the event, far exceeding their goal of $50,000.